Uh,
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Play Up Legends with Group 3. Last session, the final session of Season 1. We've made it through after how many months? Has it been? Seven?
Yes.
since February.
Yeah.
7 months. My god. What a journey it's been, guys. So, before the session starts, we would like to thank everyone who has been part of our journey, the players, the DMs, those who have been watching, and of course, our sponsors that have been throughout with us, Warmonger Games Malta, Miniature Corner Studio, and also the Giants Tower. They had been giving out their discount codes every episode, and hopefully you made use of them, because today, unfortunately, they are not giving out anything, simply because it's the final session, and hopefully we'll get to see them in season 2. Fingers crossed. Before further ado, sorry, we have an introduction of the players once more. I hand it over to you guys.
I am Odd, the tiefling who's trying to recover 10 missing years from his life, once an uncharismatic bard, now gone rogue to save his family from danger.
I am Ennis, a disgraced dwarven fighter, noble, and military captain, working to avenge his father's death and seeking to free his family from rival clan enslavement.
I'm Slomak Thunderhorn. I'm a Fairborg Tempest Cleric of the Devourer, now known to me as Tail. And I've been shunned from my village and I'm in search for other like-minded followers from the Thunder Sea.
I'm Merrin, I'm a human wizard, and I'm on a quest to become a master illusionist.
And of course, we have our guest who has been with us unexpectedly for like a very long time now, who is playing one of my NPCs. You can introduce yourself.
Yes, I really should have written it down so I don't change it every time. We'll keep that in mind for later, by the way. Swipe. It's not a good way to introduce your character at all. So I play Braum Cogum, a bandit leader from Brokewood, who lost his lover and is right in the middle of this conspiracy, and he's trying to find out what happened, basically, that led to her death.
Indeed. Last we left off, just for those of you watching and you need a recap of what's been happening, the party heard a commotion going on in in the Scarlet Inn specifically, and they decided to exit to find a way to help Odd from completely transforming into this beastly creature. Finding Samantha, who took on all of the corruption onto herself and basically transformed into the creature that Odd had to be transformed into. They fought the creature and unfortunately blasted into a million pieces for nothing to remain. They took the opportunity at this time to investigate further about Morthos. What happened? They split up the party. We had Odd and Brom go over to see where the cultists were going after they had completely emptied Morthos's facility, his home, only to find out that these cultists had rebuilt Morthos' flesh. In the meantime, Ennis, Lomax, and Merrin decide to adventure into Morthos' home. And they didn't find much except for a few traps. I believe Merrin had suffered the incident. And yeah, right. And the fun part was that they found a few sigils that led to some form of teleportation means by magic. Well, according to what Merrin found in a book that she took from Samantha's. Without further ado, and after much discussion, they decided they're going to be traveling back to the headquarters of the Watchers, the guild that they represent. On returning, Brom decided to puke his guts out because he's not used to teleporting by magic. And after realizing that the majority of the items have gone missing from their personal chambers, they go up to find that the place has been ransacked, emptied. And as they approach what was once their quartermaster's chambers, they find on the table written, "We know who you are." And on the chair was the I keep forgetting his name, guys. Help me out a bit.
Ishmael.
Ishmael's, Ishmael's decaying body with his head on his lap, as you can see from the demonstration. Sorry, the demonstration on display for everyone this evening. And we shall carry on from this point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to give you a quick moment to take the floor and return from this moment where you find Ishmael's decapitated, decaying body.
He's seen better days.
Well,
Like
yes.
to-
Yeah, he didn't even die here.
No, yeah, he died on the other side of the mountain.
And he still had his head.
Yeah.
Everything seems off, obviously. I mean, place completely barren. Dead
He's going to
corpse here.
transform into something, isn't he?
God, I hope
I'm-
not.
I'm not
What
familiar
takes
with
a few
neither.
steps back.
What do you say, guys? We try and speak to the quartermaster. Maybe if he's alive, we can like get some info from maybe what happened to the rest of the people here. Please get
Would you use a spell for that?
yes.
Why don't we
Sure.
try looking around the room first for some clues?
I mean,
So
he can
maybe we
communicate,
can
the rest
see.
of us investigate.
Yeah, I
yeah.
just want to conserve his spells. It's up to you, buddy.
No, it was planned out. Since no one's here and the place is barren, the only way to at least see if they're alive is I think to try and contact them.
It's true.
So where is that? Level 3.
Still would like to start investigating.
Yeah, me
Yes, right,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
Dawn, what can we see in the room?
So as displayed in front of you, basically, you see that the shelves have been cleared out from the books and the scrolls that were in place. So is the table where the message is engraved into the desk. And the few tables that had the accessories from what you vaguely remember when you entered the chamber are completely destroyed, broken, and turned over as if someone was looking for something specific. Whatever it was they may have found it for, there's literally nothing left in the room. There is a bad odor smell coming, of course, from the corpse.
So
Hmm.
the brooch isn't here.
I hope. I hope if it's here, it's because it wasn't found.
Do we have a way to detect it?
Don't believe we managed to detect it. We managed to detect it last time.
Okay, so 2 things. Step 1. I'm going to cast sending to try and contact the quartermaster.
Okay.
So, yes, quartermaster, we are back at headquarters, but the place is empty. Where did you go to? Do you need any form of help? The place is barren.
There's no reply. Even as you're sending the message, it feels like you're sending it to nothing.
Okay. So.
Mysterious.
So, I use detect magic. So, let go around the room, see if there's anything magical, not just in the room, but the place. Maybe there's something hidden, or the brooch, or anything of the sort.
So as you're feeling around the areas, you kind of concentrate the sense around within the building. You do feel that something magical has started happening. So while you're walking around the room, you didn't feel it initially, but all of a sudden you do feel that something magical is happening in the next room, in the wall to your, well, it depends which side you're looking on. In the case of the map, on the left hand side.
So, up there.
So yeah,
Oh.
basically against, behind that wall.
Behind the bookshelves.
Yeah.
Okay. And we know of, I suppose, there's a door to go to that room
Yes,
from the corner.
there is.
So, guys, there's something happening behind the wall. I don't exactly know what it is, but it might be worth
As you're
investigating.
speaking, you sense a second magic happening behind that wall.
Do we know what room that is?
From what you know, it used to be the training area, which usually is kind of designed purposely for each member depending on their speciality, and usually it's emptied right after.
Okay, fuck it, we're doing it now.
Odd wants to try and hear if you can hear something from the other room.
Please throw me a perception check.
In the meantime, I'm casting motivational speech.
You don't hear anything odd.
I'm basically giving everyone a pep talk on.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you say?
We know we don't really know what happened here. Is the quartermaster didn't even respond to my earlier message. We need to find out what's happening right here, and behind in the other room there's stuff happening. So we need to go and check it out for sure. That's our goal, I suppose, from our end.
Okay.
Aye.
Not much of a motivational speak, but like the people, I guess your party all of a sudden understands like we need and find out what happened to our guild, right?
Yes.
Feel free to say against it, by the way, players.
No,
I'm with you.
yeah.
Just
let's
to
do
let
this.
everyone know, you have 10 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Alright.
You have advantage on wisdom saving throws,
Yes.
and if someone attacks you, you have advantage on your next attack.
Okay. And the
Ouch.
first.
Nice.
For an hour, but yes.
Alright. Nice.
Alright. Nice.
And if you lose the temp hit points, you lose the advantages and everything.
Sure.
But yes, you have 10 temporary hit points.
That was weirdly motivational. Let's go.
All right.
So we
go.
leave the room.
Yeah.
And
The doors, obviously through the ransack, are found open. And as you come to the entrance point, bear with me. I know the viewers can see this, but as a DM, unfortunately, I have to set this up for my players because they can't see nada. There we go. As you come to the entrance of the room, you see 5 guards, 3 of which came from one portal and 2 that came from another, and the portals are still open behind them. The guards are completely plated in this very well armored, with a sigil in front of them. Is Brom with them? Because I don't see Brom with the party. Sorry.
Let me see.
He stayed back.
No, because in fact I'm still in the previous room. I will move his ass.
Yes, please.
So, is that better?
Yes. So, Brom,
Awesome.
as you look over to these individuals, these well, dressed and plated and all the stuff, armored individuals, you recognize the sigil on their plate. They are the Norns Alliance.
Oh, okay. Now, real quick, remind me who are the Nords Alliance?
The ones that banished you for
Who-
not accepting their bribe to stay silent about your lover's death and the incident of the
Oh,
monster.
yes. Bastards. Okay. So, upon noticing this, I turn around to the party and I'm slightly a bit agitated. I'm not exactly you can tell that I'm getting a bit flustered. You can tell like I got a little bit of a twitch on my shoulder, and it's just like I want to rush in, but I know it's not the smart thing to do immediately. So I kind of look towards the party. And I'm like, that's them. Those are the ones.
Once you
They tried to bribe me. So I don't talk about anything I saw. I wouldn't accept it. It's them. I recognize that sigil anywhere.
What are they
So,
doing here?
I don't know. But I have a feeling it has something to do with what they did to Ilya.
so what would you suggest? Speak or just
I might be the wrong guy to ask right now.
Merin
Yes.
and Ennis, I suppose, being the more down to earth of the group and not non-trigger happy. What is your
Crossbows
thought?
out.
Talk to
Ha-
me.
Talk to them for now.
Heart rate is getting a bit higher and getting slightly a bit more agitated.
I put my arm on Brom's shoulder and say, "Don't worry, we'll
Calm
only
down,
speak
Brom.
for a moment. This is usually how it plays out. We speak for a moment and then we kill them."
All right, we speak for a little.
You there.
The
What
guards,
are you doing here?
The guards immediately take formation as the main leader. Hold on, bring it to front. As the main leader takes the front hold, it's like, who goes there?
I'll tell you who goes there.
Brom.
You remember me?
Brom,
There he
calm
is.
down.
We detected your presence back in Aegis and it brought us here. We thought you were supposed to be banished, never to return. And for this,
You were-
the penalty is death.
Oh, I've been waiting a while for this.
What are you doing breaking in here?
We are the Norns Alliance. We have access to all private and otherwise.
And did you bring the corpse here?
Corpse? We know nothing of a corpse. Men, arrest him! And they immediately start to take foothold in a V formation kind of situation, more like a W actually, as they come
Okay.
towards you.
Second
You're
level
really
shatter
right.
in the middle of them.
You're
Yeah.
really right?
Yeah, no, second level shatter in the middle of them when they start
Odd.
moving.
Okay.
Can Odd was trying to stay on the edge of the door.
And
Right,
I'm
yeah.
going to
that I
stay
don't
in the
appear.
middle
Can
of
I
the
do
door.
a sneak
I'm going to
check
stay in
or
the middle of
something?
the door.
Okay, guys, calm down. I know it's
Yeah.
exciting.
one at a time. One at a time.
I don't wanted to say this before. I don't want to ruin the flow.
Yeah. So, Odd is next to the door. He's trying to keep his sneak. Ennis takes the middle front, ready. Clomax immediately he sends off his magic.
Yeah.
Can you just
Come,
bring
casting-
that roll up really
Yeah.
quickly? Even
So
for
it's con save 15, 20, 10-foot sphere in the middle.
Okay, hold on. So,
If they fail, they take 24 points of damage.
so Constitution save, yeah?
Con save.
Ooh. All right. So they completely freeze in place, and
Nice.
yeah.
The ones that fail.
I'm just saying,
take
guys,
24.
it's my first natural. I don't know if you can see it, but it's my first natural one of the evening.
Okay, nice.
Not fun for a DM, but in favor of the players.
Everyone takes 24 points of thunder damage.
All right. So the minute they freeze and they get a okay. So one thing I know.
They're not frozen, since the spell doesn't freeze them.
It doesn't stop them in their tracks. It just
No.
Okay.
It's just-
All right, good to know. Okay, but they do stop in their tracks from the electric shock, right? So that's what happens to them. It's just, like they were so moving that.
Thunder isn't shock. Thunder is more sound.
sound. It's more sound more than
It's the
electric.
blast of the sound.
Yes, not lightning.
But
sounds
remember,
so-
they're metal through the vibrations, right? It's not a nice feeling, especially in such a close proximity. All right.
Why? You bastards! You're looking kind of shocked there.
Odd silently laughs.
It will be
My
the
dog.
noose for you. All right, everybody. So I guess this is where we roll initiatives.
Oh hell yeah! Hey, let's go.
Right.
Madon, I pulled out like 7 dice.
So,
This one.
So,
since I was
Oh. Ooh, Miskane.
where did my pen go?
Don, since I was sneaking,
Yeah.
could I try to get a surprise attack if they don't notice me?
If you remain in your
You
position and they don't spot you from behind, I will allow it as, rule one of DM. What DM says goes. I'll be right with you. Hold on.
I just rolled a natural 20, by the way.
Nice.
Aye,
Back
good
at
for you.
deep. This is Fate, I think.
Bloodshed.
Legit.
Not 20,
Meta,
not 1.
meta gaming.
All right, and we are back. I got what I needed, which was a pen, just for anyone who was curious.
Where is it? There.
All right, so we're rolling initiative. Oh my god, Ennis. What the? Okay, so I am missing Brom's initiative, which is
Nat 20.
no. Oh, all right,
My lower. With the red dice.
nice. Okay, so bear with me while I take a note of the initiative. You guys are so lucky, in a way. Alright, so the initiative order as goes is Mark, Tlomax, Odd, Nemsha, then your enemies, and Ennis. Okay. So, let me just take a note. Okay. Let me just bring that really quickly on this side. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Battle starts, and Mark, you get the first action.
Yes.
You get the first action, my friend.
Okay, so I'm looking at where my position is right now. I'd like to go closer towards the entrance of the door.
Okay.
And by closer, I mean slightly more inside. So maybe we're looking at something about here.
Sure.
Okay. And then I am going to throw a dagger
Alright, roll me.
at the closest dude.
So on proximity, it's probably either the guy who is in front or any of the two adjacent to him. But he is the main leader of this group of guards.
Then I'm going for the one in front.
Alright, roll a dexterity
So that's 17 plus 3.
All right,
20.
that hits.
Okay. So I have to roll a. The hell is that? The dagger.
D4.
1d4. 2. So that's 2.
Plus.
Plus 3. Piercing damage. So 5.
All right, so that's 5 damage. Okay, so you throw the dagger, and it actually goes into the plated armor that they have. Well, he has in this case, and it kind of sticks, not all the way through, but just kind of like sticks, and it kind of penetrated through on the top of his chest. Going to Tlomax.
I go a bit to the side and seeing the guy in the middle, I cast Sacred Flame
Oh no.
on him. I need a dex save.
Dexterity saving throw. Alright, that would be an 18 against what? Your 8?
My 15.
Oh,
My
yeah.
15.
50,
so
right.
he takes 0.
Alright, so nothing happens?
No.
So as you cast Sacred Flame, the Norn Alliance leader kind of touches his plate with the hand that's holding his sword, and he looks at you, he's like, "Not today, cleric." Alright.
Is there space in the door for me to pass? I don't think there's space for me to pass.
with the way it is,
I doubt it.
not really, unless you want
No,
to.
yeah.
Unless Ennis allows
no.
you.
We're staying there for now. No worry.
I mean, I can't. The thing is, my turn is much after.
No.
No,
We're
that's
staying there.
what I can suggest to you, and we can just roleplay it a bit. Is like you can put a hand on Ennis and move him to the side, just so you can make your way into the entrance. It won't be
Ooh,
taking
I-
Ennis's turn or anything.
I had the idea of leapfrogging Ennis, but yes, it's better.
We know that's a bad idea.
Yes.
All right.
I'll try and squeeze
All right.
through the side.
Okay. You squeeze through the entrance, all right, and make yourself well known that you are an 8-foot fur bulk, more giant than anything. That leads us to Odd, who's currently hiding on the sides. What are you gonna do, Odd?
Should I roll a sneak check to see if they notice me?
It would no. I'll roll a perception check. Let's make this fair, all right? No, they don't notice you. I got an 8, so.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly step out, take aim at the leader with my crossbow, and try to hit him. Do I get advantage because I'm
Yes,
sneaking?
you do.
Oh, yes. That's awesome.
Roll with advantage. Taking the
21.
highest 21. That hits. You go ahead and roll damage.
So that is
If I may ask, who are you aiming towards? Or is it kind of
at
like
the leader.
at the leader as well? Okay, the leader is like quite an interesting.
21, and that is 24 damage with sneak attack.
Whew. All right. 24 damage.
And I, for my movement, I want to try to.
So can we just narrate this bit? Let's make it interesting. Let's not just shout out numbers. It's not just a game. This is a pinnacle moment. It's the final, guys. You reach out. You go into the corner. You take a shot. Right. Your eyes are both kind of cross-eyed at this point, leaning down your crossbow. Boom! Take the shot. You know where you wanted to land it, and that would have been straight at his heart. Now, the bow, you just vibrates in your hand. You feel the shot perfect. The arrow goes through, misses his heart just by an inch, right? But this guy literally is like, he feels that arrow penetrate his armor and deep into his chest. You see a bit of blood kind of oozing out from the wounds. He is looking, shaking at this point with pain. You have the free action, I believe.
Move.
Yeah.
I wanted to try and move to the other side
Okay.
of the door.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'm gonna park there actually.
All right.
I was thinking of maybe moving to the other side without them seeing me, but that wouldn't be viable because it's an open doorway. Doesn't make sense, right?
Not really, no, to be honest.
Okay.
Okay, so Nemsha. So Marin.
Yes, I am going to hold my hand out, other hand on my staff.
Who are you
I'm
aiming
going to-
towards?
I am aiming for the leader, who looks kind of shaky.
Okay. And you're gonna make
And
him
I'll get-
shake him a bit more, it seems.
I'm going to feel for the weave and try and turn his heart to ice.
Alright, that's a bit too specific and that's not how it really works, but yeah, so
I'm
basically
trying.
yeah, fair enough. You have this like way of like, okay, I'm going to try to access, past the armor into his whole system, and you can see these cold frost like waves that kind of entwine with the weave of magic as they find their way to him in a really fast motion. Within seconds it reaches him, and this kind of quick like frost kind of magic just appears and fades as he is stunned at this moment, taking all this damage in. Okay. And that would be 12 damage. You have your free action?
Bro, maybe you should run.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I have questions to ask that guy.
The only
Better make it quick before he
answers,
dies.
the only answers you will get, one of them says, is this sword. And they immediately rush together, charging. And the first two take on Clomax. Alright, that's a 17 against your AC. I don't believe that hits. So one of them rushes through, blades swinging down as it just brushes on your armor. Clink! And the other one, seeing the opportune moment to strike in with his longsword, and that is a 23.
Just hits.
That hits.
Just hits.
Alright,
Just hits.
just hits. So he found the moment of your weak spot, seeing between the plate armor that you have, and he just thrusts in. Bear with me a moment while I find the right die. Alright, that would be 7 damage.
7 damage. Since he attacked me,
Ooh.
I'm going to cast Wrath of the Storm, attacking him, and I need a DC 15 dex save from him.
Save, not a problem. That would be a 16 plus 3, 19? Yes, 19. Maths.
19. Okay, so he takes 5 lightning damage, and is thus pushed 10 feet away from me.
Oh, nice. Alright, so that's 2 steps away. That would be somewhere here. Alright, so basically, as he thrusts and you feel it insert your skin, immediately you react with magic. Lightning goes through, and like this wave of almost a storm hits him, like at the sea, and he just feels this push, and as it happens, his own kind of the hilt of the sword knocks him at his neck.
Perfect.
And that was 11 damage, you said?
Halved 5.
5.
Because he saved.
Okay. Alright, so the main guy Well, actually, the other three that are there take on Brom. First one would be this guy on the far left, and he makes a swing at you, Brom.
Okay.
And seeing that the scars that now have been on your face through your journey, which was not there before, were so hideous, he kind of misses, with kind of the shock seeing that. His Conrad right behind him also kind of was going to take an attack and kind of looks back in like horror of what is on your face. However, their leader... Ooh, okay, at least a good roll finally. Alright, that would be a 16 against your AC.
It's 15. It definitely hits.
Alright, so the leader takes no notice of the scars. Actually, he's thinking at this point with rage and, the adrenaline of the situation. He goes ahead for a strike. However, seeing the whole commotion with his comrades a bit taken aback by this, as he swings his sword down, he just barely touches your skin, just scraping on your cheek, adding to a scar. You get 1 damage from that.
I kind of look at him and go. I kind of look at him and go. Another one to the collection. Not enough.
So, quick
And
question. Do any of them move within 5 feet of me?
at the moment, it would seem from the map that there's about 10 to 5 feet
Okay.
given.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that?
Okay, so neither of them.
Yep.
Neither of them are within reach, within 5 feet of reach.
Well, there's no melee reach, no, I believe.
You got a pole arm.
Yes,
No,
but
no,
it's,
still.
Oh yeah.
but the reaction that it works,
Okay, 5 feet.
or it needs 5 feet. For me to use the reaction.
Okay.
As Ennis is trying to, with the commotion of their charges, trying to see if he can actually go ahead and take a reaction to their action, he realizes he can't. But what does he do, Ennis?
Okay. So let's attack. I'm going to try and make I'm gonna make an attack. Try and go for a sweeping strike.
All right, the
Yeah,
closest guy to you is actually the leader, of course.
There are 2 people within 10 feet of me. If not, I can move.
There are your allies that are next to
I
you.
wouldn't-
Brom,
I wouldn't-
Enemies.
Range.
if that's what you're asking. If you're asking about an enemy, the closest
Enemies.
guy, 10 feet, that is the leader.
All right, so I move a bit closer so that I'm in reach of 2 people. 10 feet. I can reach 2 people with 10 feet.
All right, because there's a bit of commotion. Let's just zoom in for our viewers
Yeah.
here a bit. There we go. Look at that. All right.
So, let's see. And I'll make an attack.
Roll
so-
for it.
That hits. So
You know it.
it's going to be a sweeping strike. So the first one will take 10 damage. The second one is going to take. Let's see what this is. For that, 88 takes 1 damage.
All right, so you do your first swipe at him and immediately finds contact with his armor, denting it in. And as you're slipping it off and taking the turn round for another one, it just brushes in a section area next to like where the rib cage is, where the plates are supposed to be tied, and finds contact there, but not strong enough in your turning to be able to deal enough sufficient damage to maybe crack a rib or something. So that's 11 damage.
I take another attack at. Let's go for an attack at the leader. That was meant to be. That's 19 hit.
The one Dom's not on the leader.
Oh,
No, you have to find a secondary person. No?
The one.
Sorry?
The one damage, the custom roll, was on the leader as well, or on
No,
the
it was on
adjacent?
the leader, it was on the adjacent.
Yeah, that's the thing.
All right. The one that's adjacent is 10 feet away.
Yeah, but my pole arm is 10 feet.
Oh, all right. Brilliant. Okay, so it just kind of knocks his helmet. Okay. Change narration. I had no idea about that. Sorry. Guys, feel free to tell me exactly what's going on. I hit something. All right. So you go for your secondary attack. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I attacked. It was 19, doesn't hit.
You rolled a 19.
19.
It does hit.
Okay, so damage. Oh, I keep hitting. Ignore that one. This doesn't hit.
What's going on?
Yeah, I pressed the wrong.
All right. Ooh, max dice. Nice.
Okay, that's 13
So-
against the leader.
13 against the leader. All right. Seeing that you know exactly now that there's a weak spot armor when usually dented, that's where you want to hit. You go for it and you just swing in. Bam, the whole thing just goes further in, and he's just, grasping. He does not move his eyes off Brom, however. He is not. He'll take it, but Brom is his main.
And I'm gonna use my bonus action to use for final strike. So 19 again.
What's this with all this attack?
It's a result of a feat because I have polar armor, so I have my bonus. With my bonus, I can do.
Right.
I can strike with the back. I can strike with the back of the.
Season 2, we
polar.
need an interactive D&D thing so people can see what the hell you're doing. All right, going forward.
That he takes 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay. At this point, he bends down onto one knee in front of Brom with the final stare in his eyes as you see from underneath his helmet, you can see blood streaming down his neck and onto his plate armor, beaten down.
Okay. So, I want to grab a dagger.
Small
And
note. For Brom, your first attack has advantage because you took damage.
well, actually, I don't want to attack anyone.
Oh yeah, whenever you get your next attack, you have advantage.
But thank you for reminding me of the advantage. So I actually want to ignore everyone around him as well, and go to him, grab a dagger, and thrust it to his neck, and I want to talk to him. Because I can see he's pretty beaten, and I want him to die. I have questions.
All right.
Now I know we're kind of in the middle of the battle, and that's like kind of weird. But at the same time, it's like that's what he'd do.
Yeah, go ahead. I will take this off from your free action, just in case.
Yes.
Okay.
So I grab the dagger. I go towards his neck, grab him as he's like kind of as you described him to be, and I say, "Why? Speak."
As he coughs out blood. Things are in motion that you will never understand. We are all just pawns in a bigger game.
You sack of crap! Why did she have to die? Why?
I do not know of whom you speak.
You don't know who I speak. I want to go close to his ear, like, how about I remind you, so you can see her, and I want to slice his neck open.
All right, you can go ahead and do that. Not needing to roll for damage because at this point it's just pretty much a coup de grace, So as you find the axis between helmet and the skin reveals where like there's a bit of chainmail that you see underneath. You find the skin point and you just slice as he takes his final gulp of what's supposed to should be air, but instead he's swallowing his own blood, and he just gaggles and just lays lifeless in your grip.
asshole. I never liked him. Okay. So, I kind of thrust him like forward, like his dead body. And I just kind of look at it as just like, he didn't know. More still. Like, we need to find out more. He knew nothing.
All right, you're still in the commotion of battle.
Yeah.
Would you like to take an attack?
So I've yelled this, not really just whispered it or casually as if we're sipping tea somewhere. So I kind of just said this, and then I'd like to go up to the next person who's like the closest to him.
That would
and
be
I'd like
this
to,
guy.
Yep, exactly. And I would like to hit him with my battle axe.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Oof, that's 12.
12 does not hit. As you take a strike with your battle axe, feeling very confident, unfortunately, it was a bit foolish of you just to claim victory just yet. You completely miss about 2 inches away from the person that you're trying to aim, missing the reach.
So close.
Clomax.
Warhammer in hand, underhand swing to the guy in front of me
Bring it.
with a 25 to hit.
25. Jesus. Alright. Go ahead. Yeah, roll for damage. That is gonna hurt.
10 damage.
Alright. And the guy in front of you, yeah? Where did my pen? Where did I just throw my pen? 1 second.
Let's do this.
Alright, so.
And I'm going to hold my symbol in hand,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast wrong spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast, where did it go? Up here. Spiritual weapon, and I'm going to summon my trident behind the other 2 guys,
Alright, okay.
and I'm going to swing at the guy at the back with the polearm for a 22
So
to
you're
hit.
going for this guy, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, so you basically you roll your weapon in the air and casually like just bring it down, just tank onto the guy on the head, and as you do so, seeing the momentum, you just grab your symbol in hand, and just without even doing any other motion except maybe a quick glimpse of an eye where you want to summon the trident, it appears behind the guy, which your party notices but the others have no clue, and it just goes ahead and stings right through him. That's 8 damage on the guy at the far. Okay. All right, and as he yelps like, as he feels this like spirits through his soul kind of like go through and come back out, just what was that? All right, Odd. You're still hiding. This time on the opposite side. The guy over here can see you. Just saying. Odd?
Sorry, this one you said?
No. So, this guy in front of Clomax.
Okay.
He had spotted you earlier when coming closer. He can see kind of the edge of your hand there.
I'm
However,
going to... Yeah?
now,
Sorry.
however, with the clank on his head from Clomax, like he's lost like your the vision of.
I'm going to pop out here and take an aim at the guy that is attacking Brom.
Okay, Brom is in the middle, so beware of your shot.
Well, I said I'm gonna do it, so...
Yep,
I
you
do
did.
it. Yeah, you mentioned the others didn't know where I am. Am I hidden? Do I
So
sneak,
the
or do I just act normally?
The other 3 had no clue that you were
Okay.
there. This guy did. So technically, if you're just gonna rush out and quickly like take aim and
Yeah.
Is a crossbow again?
Yeah,
All right, go ahead. Roll with
Should I
advantage.
thank you. Alright. So, That is a 15.
15 does not hit.
Oh. So,
So,
as I see that, I will-
however, if I may ask, Brom, what is your AC?
15.
Sorry? 15.
15.
The shot lands onto Brom's bottom right back shoulder. So basically, it's kind of sticking out from the back here. As you take the shot and completely miss that you wanted over the shoulder, but it hits him straight into the shoulder. Please roll damage onto Brom, please.
Okay.
Ah!
16. Sorry, bro. I mean, this doesn't usually happen.
Sorry! There's a bolt on my back! Ah!
All right. So that's is that what I think it is? 16.
If it's with sneak attack, yes.
That's 16 damage, Brom.
Fuck! That's not good.
So for a moment, Brom, you feel you feel a bolt just hit your shoulder, but it has hit something inside, which for a moment you kind of, before you yell, you kind of like held your breath, like like you notice something inside has been pierced internally. Something in your biology is not right anymore. As it landed on you. For a moment, with even the pain, your vision went white. You know, when you get that instant kind of rush of pain that your body immediately reacts to, and your eyes actually lose sight for a second. You just see white, as you know, perhaps oxygen levels and whatnot is not working well for that instance. In the whiteness, however, it almost seems like the room had turned into a field. You, for a split second, your brain seems to have been playing with you, because this field, you remember, is a place that you used to visit on your travels. And while the pain shoots through your shoulder, at the same time, it's almost you feel like fingertips hold you, and you're back into the room. Your vision clears up. Odd, your free action.
Going to move back to this position and just.
All
That's
right. Marin, as he clears from view, what do you do?
I'm gonna shout, "Rom, duck!" And I'm going to take aim at whichever guard is closest to everyone, and I'm going to once again try to.
So just to make it
some-
clear, this is a bit out of your line of sight. So for you, you can see this guy for sure. Clomax is hiding this guy, so this is your guy. This is your line of sight at the
Okay.
moment.
He's the one I'm going for,
All right.
and I'm going to try and harm him with some cold damage.
All right. You once again try to portray the ray of frost. As you're trying with panic, you try to say the words, "Brom, duck." In panic that you might hit him. Seeing what Odd has done, your magic doesn't fully succeed out, and it just kind of like fizzles on its way, and just like this almost like snow that melts in thin air halfway through. Obviously, because you failed the roll, just explaining. All right, you have a free action, Marin?
I'm going to get a little bit closer, so I want to be able to see to get a better line of sight for my next.
All right, so you're going to move forward into the battle at this point.
I am.
You find your courage finally in
this
this. You find your courage. Let's say you find your courage. You still feel stupid perhaps about it, yes, but you just find your courage. Okay, so you move 5 feet ahead. Okay. All right, you have a better clear of a bit more of everyone at this point. Very good. Okay, so at this point, once again, the guys seeing the whole commotion, they take opportunity, starting with the far left, onto Brom, saying that he was injured. A natural 20. I shit you not.
No, I believe you.
Was that upside down? Is it saying that? No.
No, good side, good side.
Alright.
Good.
Natural 20. Okay. So 8 plus 1. 9 damage as the guy on the far left, as I said, sorry, which is this guy, he kind of, as you kind of tilted forward with the thing, he kind of quickly takes a quick thrust at you and finds your side, and he pierces you. Okay, that's 9 damage. And due to the legendary rule he has, that's a... Alright, so 13 plus... So that's a 16. I believe that hit because you said your AC was 15.
Yep, it was 15.
He quickly, seeing that he found skin with his momentum, he kind of goes ahead and takes it out and takes another quick swing at you for another 6 damage. And
Pain.
this time he finds the shoulder and the rib point that's very again close to your heart on the left here, as he goes through it. Once again, the pain is so shocking that you kind of lose grasp of air, and once again your vision widens once more, and this time the vision is a bit clearer. You see your loved one almost in ghost form, as what's supposed to be the sword that penetrated close to your heart is actually her hand extended, and her hand on your chest is like, "You're soon with me, my love." And the vision returns as you see the Norn's alliance soldier still holding his position and kind of then thrusts out. The guy on the back takes opportune moment to kind of takes another strike, thinking the opportune is in finesse timing. Unfortunately, his colleague kind of left this moment of unable to aim, for lack of better words that I can't find, sorry guys, and he kind of trips on his own footing for a bit, and he tried to attack you, but it kind of just completely misses, not even close. So
Okay.
He did make a move a bit forward, but not completely.
Because he attacked me, can I do my reaction?
If you have a reaction, you can do a reaction, yes.
I do have a reaction. I've never used it before. So I want to use it in a sense where kind of like, so I was seeing Ilya in front of me and she was calling on to me. But then when I came to, I see this guy again. And that enrages me a little bit. So I want to go and use my reaction. It's called Retribution Fist, which I'm assuming is a hell of a punch back to the face.
Okay.
And apparently it says +5 to hit. Reach is 5 feet, which I'm assuming he is.
Yes,
right?
he is.
And it says the hit is 4, and in brackets is 1 + 3. What does that mean? So 4, and in the bracket is 1 + 3.
So it would have been the different damage types. So you just go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you react.
Sure. Yeah, and I punch him in the face.
All right, so roll that damage for me.
Okay. So that is 19.
19 damage.
Yes.
Bewildered by the fact that your division of your loved one turned into this enemy of yours, sworn enemy. The immense strength as you yell out and you punch him. Do you want to yell out something in specific? Can I give you that moment?
So as she fades away and I see him, I go, where is she? And I just attack and I just go straight for his face and go, take that.
All right, so it actually, since it's in the face and he is covered with a helmet, it actually dents the helmet. The punch is so strong that it's just kind of, loses its formal molding. All right, moving on to the guy in front of Tlomax. While this commotion is going on, the guy in front of Tlomax goes ahead and he tries to strike. From my guessing, 16 doesn't hit for the high AC you have. So he goes again, and once again you just hear, feel this clink of your plated armor.
Just as a note for me, how high are they?
They are
How tall are they?
relevantly tall because they're probably around 6'3", give or take.
Okay. I just look down at him and say, what are you? Point at him and say, what are you doing?
Just trying to fight you, he says, with looking up at you, just realizing how short he is. The opportune moment has taken as this guy makes a charge at you and goes for an attack. So, 20, beautiful. All right, so with a natural 20, he goes again ahead and charges at you. Ah, my dice. No, where are you? Fuck nuggets. Sorry. All right, so he charges at you, and with the thrust of his blade, 6 plus 7.
13.
That's the amount of damage he pierces right through in an opening that he finds with the moment that you're distracted talking to his colleague, and thrusts deep into your side.
I need another dex save from him.
Yeah, of course, not a problem. This guy is going to be 2. He failed it.
Oh, fuck. 4 lightning damage, and he's pushed 10 feet again.
So once again, he's taking this and lightning damage. You said that's
Lightning.
all right. So this immediate shock all of a sudden, which is visible, lights up this part of the room as he's kind of as he moves back. All right, which leaves us with Ennis. You have a dead captain in front of you. This time, blood pooling around your feet. You've seen what happened to Brom, taking quite a few hits.
So I move. I move in position. I move in position, but again next to both. So that I can actually, so that when I hit I can use my sweeping strike again and try and hit both of them.
All right, so you're going for these two. Yeah, they're the
Yes,
closest. So
okay.
yep, go ahead.
So, the one who's going to take the first damage will be the one more on the right, than the one on the right.
Yeah, of course. So you're going from right to left, right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Good luck.
So. That doesn't hit. I assume, no? 15.
15. Ooh, no, it doesn't hit.
Not yet.
So the way it would be, it's you almost take a step to get the momentum in, and you step onto the corpse beneath you, disbalancing you due to it being a corpse and no sense of footing, and you missed that way, right? As the air just kind of they feel the breeze of your swipe.
I'll attack from left to right.
All right.
Again. And this time I hit.
All right, this time you found your footing on the corpse and you go round the second way.
Alright, so
Yeah,
Nice.
roll your
Damage.
damage. So
that
from
would be 12.
that's the first guy, yeah, 12.
And
And the second
that
guy,
would be 8.
all right. So as you find momentum, you swing back and you just go clink, clink, and actually you quite dent the armor quite a bit with the swing, and they kind of bump into each other when this happens. Mark,
Yes.
where are you, my friend?
I am, I guess, pretty battered right now. So I guess I'm kind of a bit on one knee, kind of holding, or rather just kind of like this. But I still feel I have maybe. I'm assuming it hit me on this shoulder. Is that right? Quite a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I do have a free arm, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And how close is the guy to me? I think he's.
Both of them are close enough. I mean, they're both 5 feet away from you, so
They're both 5 feet away from me. So what I'd like to do is I kind of like want to slightly move backwards, and as I'm moving backwards, kind of like just throw a dagger, trying to hit maybe a neck or some part of the skin where it's open, if it's possible.
if you are
and probably I collapse.
okay. So if you're throwing the dagger, you're throwing with disadvantage because they're pretty much an engage. If you want to
Okay.
throw it, unless you want to go for a slash, I'm just in case you want to change your narrative, I'm giving you that option. That type of DM.
I think if I do that, I'll get even closer to them. Whereas if I just go backwards, throw them, and maybe lean a bit backwards, I'll create a bit more space between us, and they'll come closer to the party where maybe I can be,
All right.
less of a nuisance or a barricade right there. I just want to make it a point, though, that as soon as I throw, I want to lay flat, like on my back.
Okay, sure, no problem. Go
So
ahead.
I'm gonna throw, and I'm gonna go backward like that.
Okay,
Okay. So.
roll a dexterity.
Oh wait, Dexter, that's 11. No, not 11. 15.
15. Unfortunately, that does not hit as you take a momentum and you throw the dagger. It kind of passes right between them, missing completely the aim, since you weren't really aiming at any of them. So it was just kind of like, hopefully it hits, and you lie
Yep.
flat on your back. You hear the arrow kind of that's stuck in your back just crack. You feel it kind of deepen within you. Almost you feel like something underneath your right skin is bulging out, but it does not penetrate through, so no further damage there.
Yeah.
Clomax.
So, a small note. The guy that attacked me, he was pushed 7 feet.
Oh, right, sorry, I forgot about that. Whee! There you go.
No, having received a stab from him, I'm going to move the trident and use it to attack him.
So the trident moves from here to here.
To this side, because it can move 20 feet.
Oh, okay, sure. So it comes like between them.
Yeah. Yes. And
Well, let's adjust
So-
that. That would be more appropriate. So it's attacking this guy, anyways.
yes. For yeah. I got a 17 yearly. 14 doesn't hit.
No, unfortunately, the guy notices that the spirit weapon kind of rushes towards him and is about to hit him. He just, with the shock itself, he's just like, huh! And it kind of just right from underneath his arms and, away from his abdomen area, and it just kind of goes in front of him.
Yeah. Hopefully, with the distraction, I can hit the guy in front of me with
Good.
a 22.
Well, good luck. Ah, right, 22. Never mind. So once with that momentum, with like your eyes kind of moving immediately as you lose the lock gaze of your trident weapon, which is probably why it missed. You lock onto this guy and just goes like wham, and you go ahead and roll for damage.
Or with a net 1.
All right. Unfortunately, it's not much of a clank. It's just basically just brushed against his shoulder, so it's just he feels
Ah.
that kind of pump into the shoulder. If it hit just a bit harder as damage, it would have dislocated it. So, or so you felt it would have. All right.
You got it easy this time.
He laughs. Odds, you're doing the sneaky James Bond thing going on. What you gonna do now? You have Marin at the door, by the way. So
Do I have a clear shot on anyone without injuring anyone else?
if you were
Involuntarily.
to kind of just peep over and take a shot, you have a chance of hitting one of these two. With the guys,
Okay, I'll take. Sorry.
the guys who were attacking Brom, basically.
Okay, I'll take a shot at one that looks a bit injured.
That is this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and like, I see he has this kind of slit thing. I'm gonna try and hit right in between.
Well, you
But
need
the
you need a
nasal-
natural 20 if you want to do that. So good luck.
Or well,
It's them this time.
okay, I'll try and hit like the neck area, Mellow. Some gap. I'm trying to aim for a gap in the
Okay.
armor.
Well,
Because otherwise the
roll
bullets
and
won't
we'll see
hit.
what the dice tells us. Yes, that's the way this works. That's D&D, people.
$13.
13. Unfortunately, as you were concentrating way too hard, you would have gotten him with the aim that you were trying to perceive, but seeing that you're like the slit, the neck somewhere, and you take a shot, it just misses next to his neck, just brushes over.
That's my turn. I'm saying that.
Okay, that means that is Marin's turn.
How many? Would I have a line of sight on all three of them?
Unfortunately, with this Clomax in the way, not really. You have full vision of these two, however.
Okay. I am going to shout, Brom, just stay down!
As his head lays next to you. All right. Oh, is that the hit? Yeah, it is the hit, isn't
I
it?
think
No, magic
Magic missile
missiles.
auto hit.
it's auto, isn't it?
Yeah.
Magic missile.
Yeah, that's 4 damage.
Oh, that's for damage. All right. So, how does
But three, I'm panicking a little bit because there's still a lot of them standing up, and I'm going to try and hit multiple ones at the same time. I sent off 3 darts of magical force, 2 to the one that looks the strongest, and 1 to the other one.
All right, so that's 4 damage each. That's how it works.
4 damage each
I
bolt.
think you need to roll for each separately.
Do I? I have to roll it 3 times?
You've got one of them, you have to roll it another 2 times.
Okay.
Roll 2d4.
Oh, okay.
Or you just can click. Okay.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it's 3 each on the other darts.
It's +1.
So it's a dart of 4, a dart of 3, and a dart of 3.
Okay. Who's getting the other 3?
I send off 3 darts, so I'm sending 2 to whichever one looks the healthiest, and
Alright.
1 to the one that looks less healthy.
All right. So you go like, right? So, and these missiles of magic find its way through the weave and just hits them, and they're shaken with the hit. All right. Well done. They do not take lightly to this. However, seeing that there is Brom on the ground is just exactly the opportunity they need. Each one of them look at each other, the guys on the far left, and they nod, knowing exactly what they need to do. So basically, they will be taking Brom and they're going to be dragging him away from combat, trying to head towards one of the portals.
And I use a reaction to strike one of them. Tries.
Sure, you can take an attack of opportunity, I guess. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't hit me.
20 hits.
That does hit, yeah.
Okay, so takes 9 damage. One of them takes 9 damage.
Alright,
I'd
so-
say it's the closest one.
Closest one. All right. So 9 damage, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Just bear with me while I do a bit of maths. Okay. So. Okay. All right. So you seeing that they kind of let their guard down for a second as both of them take a leg and start dragging, you just find a momentum. It's like, no, you don't, and you just like hit one of them. However, it just kind of finds a plate and just, but it's not enough to let go, and they keep dragging him away from the battle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay. That would be their turn, and now the one in front of Tlomax goes ahead and is still shaken by the situation. He just kind of like he's afraid that you're gonna hit him again as you raise, your weapon above him. The other one does not take lightly, perhaps, to the situation. Okay, that is a 19. Doesn't hit, I think, right? No, 19. So he charges and he bounces off the plate of armor as he completely misses next to you, and boom, and he kind of like, for a moment now he realizes what his colleague is really like scared of, because just where he hit, he sees the scratches on your armor where his helmet left off, and he looks up to you. He's like, oh. And we go to Ennis.
So I grab one of my hand axes and I chuck it at the ones who are taking Rom away.
Are the ones that are okay? Specifically aim at one of them, please, just to make this easy.
Okay, so let me check range with them. So need to move a bit closer. Let's go with the closest one. Again, don't know which that could be. I move a bit closer so that I'm actually in.
Okay. So you take chase after them.
I chase after them, throw a hand axe.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Okay. Oof. That's a miss.
Yeah. Is that 2 hand axes you threw at them?
Just one of them, for now.
Okay, so you lose your hand axe as you throw it between the chase and them moving. The axe flies across the room, surpassing them, and just you hear the tank behind them, and it echoes inside the room. Is there anything else you were going to do?
Let's try with the other one. So
Okay.
this one hits.
Yes, it does.
The close again takes 8 damage.
Okay. You're aiming at which one?
Again, the closest one.
I mean, okay, it would be straight ahead in this case, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 8 damage. Okay. So the axe, as you throw it, the first one, like as you're running and making chase, you throw and you realize why you missed because it's kind of momentum. This time you take a quick stance and you take the other one and throw, and it finds itself stuck into the plate armor of one of them that's dragging. Since they're kind of crouched, it lands straight on the top, and he kind of groans there in pain, and it kind of just staggers them in that moment, like as the other one's like, oh man, what the Brom, you're being dragged, Bradley.
Well, I'm being dragged. So I have no idea. Apart from complain to them, I don't know what I could do. I guess what I could try to do. Are they kind of like? I guess they're holding me by my legs.
Yeah, one on each side. So basically,
One on each.
Yeah.
So
your hands are pretty free at this point.
I guess what I could attempt to do is, since they're holding my legs and they're facing this way, maybe I can try and with a knife or something, with a dagger again, I can try to hit them across the leg. Just to slow them down.
All right, so just to give you a momentum picture, is basically they're dragging you back towards the portal, face towards you. So the closest.
Oh, so they're looking at me. No, then that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
I try-
That's why
I'm going to try slash like next to their arms. Maybe they let me go, or
Yeah, sure.
something along those lines. Maybe
Yeah, you could
just
try.
to slow them down, really and truly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what would that be? I would just roll a d20.
With your strength. So you basic and just a normal strength check attack, because that's what.
Normal. Okay, yeah, sure. So that's 14 plus 3. That's 17.
That hits.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So the dagger at melee range, yeah. So that's 1d4 plus 3.
Okay, roll it.
That's 3 plus 3, so that's 6.
Nice. And you are hitting the one that just got the axe embedded into
Yes, absolutely.
6.
Buffalo Ennis.
Nice. All right. So you slash away at his wrists. He's already in pain with the thing, and the guy looking at him is like, "What the?" And you immediately go, and he goes like, "Ah!" And he lets go of your right leg, freeing your right leg at this point. And the guy is gripping, and he's kind of like in this moment of like, "Shit." All right. So you have a free action, which means you can technically kind of kick the other guy to release from his grapple, if you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so again, is that the strength check as well? What is it?
Clomax, just remind me, grapple
Grapple strength.
strength. Good. Okay.
Contested
Oh.
strength check.
Oh, that is 13.
13. Well, it's contested now, so I have to roll.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, 5. So so you just go ahead, and since you found a free leg, you just kind of kick the other guy with the free leg to release your grip.
Yeah.
And with the momentum, I would say you would have kind of turned a bit
Yeah.
as you free yourself, but you were still basically knocked prone by technical rules.
Yeah, I can't move.
Okay, which leads us to Tlomax's turn. You have both of them down beneath you. What do you do, Tlomax?
You know the drill, guys. Well, what is it?
Yep, they know the drill.
Trident on the guy on the right with a 19 to hit.
19 does hit. So it was originally somewhere around here. It flies over, and to which one does it fly over?
One on the right, and I stab him in the back for 12 damage.
Okay, so this guy slashed his wrists, axe embedded into his shoulder, and now a trident pierces.
No, don't one in the back. The one next to me.
Oh, okay. I thought you moved the trident.
No.
Sorry. Okay, let's make it clear. Okay, so it's flies straight down then onto the guy. That would be there, and that would be 12 damage, you said? Alright.
Yes.
This guy feels his soul like shake within him, as it pierces right through. It's like, for a second there, he also like loses temporary vision, and it's just like almost with the free hand just grasping on his chest, like. All right.
And
Yeah.
Warhammer to the guy next to him for 21 to hit and 4 damage
All right.
again.
So once again, you just go like tank on the other shoulder. Just at this point, it's both shoulder plates are just kind of dented in.
Think.
Alrighty. So that leads us to Odd.
Well, Odd, finding that his crossbow is not being very effective, is going to stow it away and take out his 2 daggers.
Okay. So you drop the crossbow next to you, and you sheet out both your daggers. Okay.
Yeah. And with my movement, I have 30 feet. I should be able to get behind this guy, right?
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go behind him, and this is not flanking, obviously, because there are not two enemies, but I'm going to try and do a backstab with both my daggers.
All right, go ahead.
Is he in melee range with Lomax?
He is.
I've been walloping him the whole round,
Poor guy.
so I suppose he is.
Alright, so my first attack will be a 24.
Okay,
Uh,
and that does hit.
And the second one is a 12.
Okay.
Right.
And the other
Okay,
one
yes.
does not hit.
So with my first attack, and since he's in melee range, I get sneak attack. So that is 17 damage as I stab him in the back.
All right.
Nice.
So just for narration's sake, you kind of take a quick look as you let go of the crossbow. Your hands immediately find naturally the two daggers on your side. Sheet out. As you're sheeting out, you turn round, make a quick run. You skid, and you find the daggers just at his waist and go like slash, slash. And he immediately just feels the pain and he shudders, with the pain. You kind of go for a secondary attack. However, because you found your momentum and stopping, you misbalanced and the second attack doesn't work. So it's like, ugh. All right.
Flailing.
So we are going ahead and moving on with Nemsha.
I am going to.
Marin.
Yes.
Keep calling you
I'm
by your
going to-
Discord name, sorry.
That's alright. I am a woman of many names. I'm going to move a little bit inside, and I am thinking through the story Brom told us, and I am going to make the illusion of one of the tentacle monsters seem to appear in front of the near portal, but the only person who can see it would be the taller of the two guys who are dragging Brom.
All right, let's just...
Unless he succeeds, unless he's smart enough to see through my illusion.
Okay, so this is the illusion you've created at this point. And he has to beat a 15, right?
I'm hoping he's dumber
That is so
than
cool.
Intelligence.
That is cool.
He fails. He got a 13, but he fails. He in the corner of his eye, as he's seeing his comrades just like all of a sudden just get really hurt badly in a matter of seconds. In the corner of his eye, he just sees this thing, illusion, just pop out, he thinks, from the portal. As he turns his head to confirm this, he says, "No, it's too soon. Master said nothing of this." He turns over to his comrades, he's like, "Lads, they're coming." All right. At this point, they... so it's my guy's turn. So these guys are going to disengage and make a run towards... So let's see if I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just say they did 6. Yeah. All right, so they make a run towards here to once again grapple Brom, to be able to take him off for execution. Clomax? They disengaged.
And it's they're disengaging or they're just moving away. Because if they
So
do I have an opportunity?
So
Do I
at
have
this-
an opportunity attack?
At this point, because they're startled, they're not really consciously disengaging from the situation.
Okay.
I know, sorry, D&D technical terms. So Ennis, no, it would have to be Odd and Clomax. Sorry, just looking at the map here. You two have an attack of opportunity each. I would like to go ahead with Clomax because you were technically
Yep.
facing them first.
I'll take the one on the right.
One on the right, okay.
15 doesn't hit.
15 doesn't hit. Unfortunately, he just as you went to swing, he already has been out of your reach. Odd. The guy on the left of the two was within your reach. What's
That's a natural 20.
da 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 da? The first natural 20 from my players. Yes. Go ahead.
That's second.
Okay, mechanically speaking, this isn't my turn, so I don't get sneak attack, right?
No.
Well, I have 6. 6 plus 2.
Yep. So that would be
8.
8.
And so,
Wow. Let me
a
just.
crit would have been nice. Sneak attack.
Alrighty. So that is. Okay. So with the dagger, as he turns away, giving you his back, you find a way to just kind of go like, all right, sink in and cut, you know, leaving basically his bottom left side bleeding out profusely at this point with an open gashing wound. Excuse me. They go ahead and grapple Brom. Brom, I need you to make a strength check against a 19.
Oof. Okay. So strength check. That's 10. No, plus 3. That's 13.
All right.
Wait. Plus 4, 14. Never mind.
No.
Still.
So basically, at this point, all of them at this point hold you from each limb and lift you up, and they're about to take you off into the direction of the portal, and they just move slightly here. One of them is saying, "Guys, beware! There is one of them," and they're both looking. It's like, "What are you on about, you fool? There's nothing there." So I see it, and he's shaking as the guys are getting closer and closer to the illusion that he's seeing. All right. So at this point, we're gonna head for a quick break. 5 minutes. Just so we can have our potty breaks and, you know, if you need to stretch your legs for a quick bit. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Guys, don't go anywhere, Twitchies. We'll soon be with you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for waiting. Sorry for the tardiness. I know we said 5 minutes, but you know,
Was on me.
Yeah.
I made tea.
there are needs that need to be satisfied. Tea
I
apparently is
made
one of
tea.
them. Cheers to you, Mark,
Very long
and
tea.
your dying character.
Cheers, and my really bad skills at making tea in efficient time and keeping people waiting. My bad, by the way.
All right, returning back to the scene. Basically, you have the guys going back. Mark, at this point, held from every limb upwards and being dragged. Mark, it is technically not your turn yet because Ennis needs to take his turn to finalize the rounds. Ennis, what would you like to do?
I try and move as close to them as I can, but unfortunately that's just 25 feet for my case. So probably move somewhere around here. I don't know if I'm in reach of anyone.
So that's 1,
10 feet.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's your exact landing spot. Sorry.
10 feet of anyone?
You're not in melee of anyone.
So I'm not in 10 feet of anyone. Okay,
Yeah.
so I can't do anything.
10 feet of anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are not in 10 feet of anyone.
Okay.
So that's your turn,
Can't do much.
Mark.
Yes. I'm being dragged still, no?
Well, at this point,
At this point,
they've elevated you, you know, rather than dragging. At this point, you're elevated from all limbs, and you're being carried off, not dragged off. At this point, to one of the nearest portals.
I'm being carried. I think realistically, what I can do is try like shimmy and struggle and curse at them and their families and their hordes of mothers that brought them into this world.
You can technically make an anti-grapple check, so to speak. So basically, you can try to get out of their grip. You have to roll with disadvantage, however, because at this point there is no real stable momentum that you can take.
I guess I could try. Yeah, thank you for telling me that. Do I just roll a d20 and see
Roll
what I get?
d20 twice and take the lowest of the
Okay.
two.
Okay.
All right. Just saying. I don't know if you can
6.
see that. That's 9.
I got a 6. The first one was 13, and then I got a 6. So it's like.
So it's pretty much like you're with the painful, you're in pain right now. So it's like you can't really move properly to get out of their grip as they're carrying you. Clomax, your turn again, buddy.
Move the trident closer, but it only reaches here. It doesn't quite reach them.
Okay.
I move myself a bit closer and I just cast Sacred Flame on the guy on the right.
Okay.
And I need a deck save from him.
Let me just quickly. Okay, I have to beat a DC 15 according to that
Yes.
text. And that is a natural 20.
Yo.
boy.
Wow, my rolls today. As a DM, I'm so.
Today.
And I'm showing them so you can see I'm not fudging the dice.
He doesn't take damage.
All right. So, yeah, he still maintains grapple. He doesn't take the damage.
No.
All right. That's your movement odds. You're now in the chambers, successfully drawing blood from one enemy twice. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go for the same one.
Okay. That's this guy.
Yeah, he's 40 feet away, so I'm going to use my bonus action to use cunning action, I think it's called.
Okay, just for the sake of yeah.
And I'm going to use the dash action so I can reach him.
All right.
And as I'm running, I'm going to jump up and try to bring a dagger down into whatever he is, or
Okay.
whatever.
So you have to do
Yeah.
an athletics check for the jump.
Would it be acrobatics?
Acrobatics. Sorry, yes, I always get those two mixed up. Thank you.
11?
11. So yeah, you kind of take a hop. It's not really it's not one of those like movie jumps of like Assassin's Creed landing down. No, it's kind of this quick hop, and you go for the attack.
Alright. That's a 22.
22, you land straight, into the back plate armor. Right, you miss the collarbone, right?
Oh.
But you landed straight into the back. Give me that damage.
That's 6 damage.
That's a 6 damage.
Nice.
All right. He yells in pain. But let's see. I'm just gonna roll quickly. All right. So at this point, he kind of lowers himself, disbalancing Mark, making it difficult for with the pain to move forward. All right. That would be your turn, Nemsha. So, Marin.
The many names.
The one with many names tonight.
The one with many names.
2 names so far called out. Let's go.
Okay. I just need to check whether the target of my illusion takes damage.
I mean, it's an illusion, no? I mean,
Yeah, each round on your turn, the phantasm can deal 1d6 psychic damage if it's in the phantasm's area or within 5 feet of it.
it's
So I'm not sure how you would.
no 5 feet. It is not in 5 feet.
How would you interpret within the phantasm's area? Oh, you mean it would be inside it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
Okay. All right. Never mind then. I am going to once again shoot off some magical missiles, targeting the 3 closest to me.
All right. So that would be technically 1 and 2, 3.
Oh, so I have to roll another.
So you roll. You roll it 3 times. So if you're using the D&D Beyond, you just click it 3 times. Or you do that. Okay. All right.
Wait, is that how it's
4.
supposed to go, Clomax?
You don't need the +1.
So that's
So 4, 2, and 5.
5.
Okay.
and 5. Alrighty. Okay, for the audience's sake, even the players can take this player knowledge, of course, they are bloodied, so at this point, the magic missiles cast from your arm finds the weave and finds the 3 nearest opponents as your intention is, and it just bursts one into the back and the other 2 in their chest, but they still maintain grip on Mark's character, and that's when they take their turn now. At this point, something weird happens. The portals once again seem to have, rather than being still and waiting for them to be used again, it seems like something activates within their source of energy as new beings step out. Two from each side come out from the portals, and leading at the face of them is Morthos. This time, fully, no damage, clean skin, brand new almost. A hooded figure, approximately the same height of Tlomax, and 2 other hooded figures, normal, average sized humanoids, approach from the other portal. He looks over to the Norse Alliance, points a finger at them, and says, "He will execute here. Dispose of him." And immediately, the guard on the far left grabs his sword, and he runs it through his heart from one side to the other. Mark's character, Brom, he feels his heart being penetrated blood flows over, and as your vision fades, another one is replaced. Where there is pain and a sword driving through, at this point you lie on your back in the field that you had seen earlier. A field where you remember now where you saw it, which was the first time you met your loved one. And where the sword had penetrated lays the hand of your loved one as you look where the hand leads and you see her beside you. I've been waiting for you, my love. It's been far too long. 3 years perhaps in your world feels like an eternity in the afterlife. But now you're with me. I'm so glad. I hope it wasn't painful.
Is it really you, Ilya? I just kind of brush her hair
And
and look her in the eyes.
you do feel her beautiful soft hair against your hands. It is I, Brom. As she touches your face, you realize that where before were the bumps of your scars, you feel that the touch does not bump. It is smooth against your skin.
Mm.
We are now for
Wow.
eternity.
All the pain in the world couldn't keep me from you.
No, my love. It was the right time. You did not need to avenge me. But alas, that path has led you closer to me. And for this I am thankful.
Yeah. There's not really much to say after that, to be honest. That's quite beautiful.
Alright, so Mark, I will ask you to mute your mic for the rest of the session. I will fade you out from the camera on display. Your newfound friend takes his last gasp, and he's muttering as he's dying words that are not unrecognizable to you. As you see his last moment and his body limps, and all guards drop him dead on the floor as his blood starts to fill the floor around him. That will be one of many sacrifices to be made to our Dark Lord. As he turns over to the group, the soldiers kind of take side quickly and slowly in a way, of the chamber, leaving vision. He waves his hand, Morthos, and Morthos for the viewers is the guy in red here, as he lowers his hand towards the soldier with the illusion. It's like, be cured, friend, from such unnecessary vision. And the creature that he saw is no longer there. Thank you. He bows his head. Thank you, master. He looks over to the room. We know who you are, all four of you. You have done well to serve the Watchers, but really and truly, you served a greater power than your own, the Withering Cult. He looks over at Odds and he realizes that something's different about you. And he takes a few steps forward. Azazel, I see you are no longer bound to the Dark Lord.
No, I'm no longer your lackey.
Such a disappointment. At least, I'm pretty sure these two would feel such a thing. And he points to the two figures on his right, which is technically your left, as they remove their hoods and reveal themselves as your mother and father. Azazel, it was prophesied that you would complete the journey. You were meant to bring the Ancient One back. Why would you do such a thing, my son? Your mother says. Your father remains silent.
Azazel, what odd, puts his hand on his heart as he looks towards him and says, What are you doing with this monstrosity? What is wrong with you? Why?
Your father finally speaks and breaks the silence. Son, we have been looking for you when you were young. And this kind man has told us that you were destined for greater things than we can understand. The Great One has chosen you, personally, to bring him back. You are descendant from a bloodline greater than any of us here. That is why we gave you the name Azazel.
No. You are blind. I've met this Great One you speak of. He tortured and tormented me for years. He took me away from you. You cannot... You really think this sacrifice is worth it? You want to sacrifice your son's conscience for this Great One? Is that what you call fatherly love?
It is tough love, and I assure you it was not an easy decision when we heard the news. But we know, and he grabs your mother's hand, and they both look at each other almost like knowingly and lovingly, that yes, this was something greater than ourselves. We cannot go against the will of the Great One.
Blinded. You're brainwashed. You're
Mortos
Old
interrupts. Enough of this unnecessary talk. As you can see, you've disappointed your parents. But that's not the only person who was disappointed. And he looks over at Merrin. It would seem the old master did not choose well, Merrin. We expected a bit more out of you. But again, we don't fully blame you after being corrupted by the Watchers. You were meant to be a great illusionist, for he has chosen you and sent word out immediately of his choice. You've done well to create such a great illusion, but your powers are far greater if you are chosen by the ancient Old One. That's right. Merrin.
Have a choice to evolve.
Okay, whoa, sorry. What was that you were breaking off? Wait, is it just my Discord? Yep, I think it's just my Discord. Nah, not an important moment. Can't do this. Alright, we're gonna take a few seconds just to kind of cure this up. Bear with me. Yeah, I know. So, sorry guys, we're gonna go for a quick technical break.
Yes. Oh, the the stream is off, right, as well.
No, it's back up. It's showing
up?
the preview bit back soon.
Alright, sorry about that,
Yeah.
guys. I don't know what happened there. We had a connection problem. Alright, so, Marin, you were saying something.
I have a choice too, and you can't make it for me.
Yes, you had a choice, Marin. And you chose to take the path of being the world's greatest illusionist. We've seen you bicker in the streets. We've seen you strive towards this journey. Honestly, we thought that it was a genuine mistake when he chose you. But the Watchers have played a good part in your training, but not good enough. They withheld the information of what you should know. Did they really pay you off as they promised? The great library of illusions. Please, Mary. Search within your hearts. You know they held you back for their own purposes.
You withheld it, yes.
Exactly.
But I didn't choose this. I didn't choose you. I didn't choose this ancient one. It wasn't my choice.
And yet it is presented to you. You are chosen by the great master, who passed away in your arms, I believe, yes? Do you not wish to serve his memory well? Or would you like to go back to a life serving the weak and the ill?
I want no part of this. Leave me alone.
Your decision is made, Marin. But we thank you gratefully and eternally for your service in this. I believe you hold something from an ex-member of ours.
What are you talking about?
This, and he makes a quick wave of his hand, and from your belongings in your backpack, you feel a light weight kind of exits as the book flutters from over your shoulder into his hands. Samantha's book. She's been holding this, the only keeper who had this knowledge. I've been looking for it and I've been keeping a close eye on her. But you did the job very well. And he kind of vanishes it into thin air, almost like a drift portal quickly. Takes it away from your sight.
I've made my decision.
Let me guess. You're not joining.
I'm not.
So be it. And now, thanks to your dwarven friend, too, who played a perfect part in uniting the world with his utter failure, leading his people into such distress. The Withering Cult now has access to all realms of the New World. Your failure, while not of choice, I assure you, the whispers in your head that led you to make such a foolish decision was ours. And that was just a pawn in a big piece. And now your best friend sees that the coming of a new age and the dawn of ashes is soon upon us. Thank you for listening to our whispers, Ennis. There's a moment of silence. You can feel Ennis's rage. Odd's parents look over, reach out. Son, it's not too late. We can be a family again. You will see a better
That's it.
side of these things once you understand. Come with us, please, your mother says.
As a tear falls out of Odd's eye, he looks her straight into her soul and says, "You're not my mother anymore. I'm an orphan. You've lost your son with your stupidity and your blindness. This is your last chance. Please, come back to me. Come back to the way that you taught me when I was young. Accepting everyone."
Your father grabs her hand, and as they both look into each other's eyes once more, he shakes his head, and they both make their way back into the portal. Foolish boy. I thought you had potential. Perhaps it was the will of the Dark Lord's potential, which forever we will know that it is beyond great and mighty. I thought it was also part of your free will when I gave you that dagger, and you did his bidding. Poor boy.
Show you where my potential is. And Odd grips his dagger really tightly, looks him in the eye and says, "What are you waiting for, you stupid little bag of bones?"
An opportune moment, maybe in the future. Perhaps at day's end we shall meet, if so decided are the fates. But for now, this is goodbye. As he makes a few steps back and disappears into the portal, leaving the only figure in the room. It remains silent. You have the last chance. You may repent and come join the Withering Cult for the greatest of apocalypse to come. Or remain here, and so is decided your fate. As he speaks, the soldiers quickly make their way through the portal as well.
Odd says, "I'll repent by sending you back to oblivion. And Mortos as well."
The hooded figure, despite you cannot see his face, has lifted his tilt. And you can see red eyes. Very well. And I take it that your companions feel the same. I will bid you farewell. And he also fades to the portal behind him. The portals are still both open.
Recharge.
Last
How
stand.
angry are you, Odd?
Words cannot describe. I look down at Brom. I say, "Let's avenge him. Let's avenge my family. Let's avenge everyone they've hurt. Let's make haste. Bring an end to this." Odd starts moving towards portal.
So, left or right?
Left.
Is this a fight we can win?
Always.
Is this a
Oh, no.
suicide mission?
Odd looks back and says, "It doesn't matter. If we don't win, there will be nothing to come back to. I'm sure of it."
But
And he steps into the portal. left one.
As you if you step through the portal, just before you do, the portal changes its color from what was a hue of purple, changed to golden and almost bluish as you all step through. There is but darkness as you're stepping through. If I may, give me a second. You step into the darkness, and as you're traveling, you hear a voice. Mortals, are you really worthy? Do you really think that living a life of such heroicship will bring you any good? The fates have been decided. Know this. It is inevitable. You will all perish, and I, Orcus, will rise. As you step out of the portal, you come across an unknown plane. An unknown location more than a plane, to be honest. You don't know where you are. You've never been here before. You hear a voice from somewhere as you look around, and it clears the vision from the darkness as your eyes adjust to the brightness of the light of day. You're amongst mountains, peaks, and almost like an entrance to a cave nearby. Perhaps that's where the voice came from. You don't know what the voice said, but you feel compelled to search it, perhaps. Who knows what our dear heroes here will do? But are you all there? Have you separated? You're just compelled by this voice. Is it making sense of what's happened during the travel through the portal? We'll find out in Season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Group 3, well done. I will just bring back... Hold on, where is he? Mark, there he is. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody, for being part of this journey. I hope you really enjoyed it. While usually we get on to feedback straight after the session privately, I just want to have a few words from my players, if I mind, live streamed and recorded for, everyone to hear. I'll just mute my mic and give the stage to you guys.
Well,
Voice was
Uh,
fuck.
fuck-
A good kind of fuck, but fuck
Yeah,
all the same.
the ending.
Now we have to wait
2 months,
months.
3 months.
2 months. I'm sweating.
good session.
As usual, exceptional.
Bit short. That's a good session.
It always feels short, even when we spend like 4 hours.
Or 6.
Well, to be fair, this time we spent a week 2 hours and 20.
Oh yeah, man.
Compared
For
to
those of
usual.
you who joined later on the session, or perhaps has just joined watching Play Up Legends with us, just to make it clear, Mark, which is Brom, was initially one of my NPCs, and I really wanted to bring a more, I want to bring the character more to life, and no one could have played it better than Mark, and I'd like to thank you for that. How did you feel playing an NPC?
Oh, I loved it. To be honest, as an NPC, I get to play around with the saying of things much better because, I mean, I think when I started playing D&D, it was more about numbers and rolling and killing and mashing, which is fine. But then once you do like at least the campaign we used to have back in the day, the intensity of that. Once you've killed and slaughtered so many things, at some point, killing just loses its. No, it's still awesome. It's still awesome to kill. No, I'm just kidding. Like it's eventually it's too many dice, so it's much more fun to just focus on talking and stuff. It was really fun, man. It was the first time I ever played an NPC, so I'm sure maybe in the future maybe I could refine that a little bit, if obviously the opportunity arises, which I'm sure there will be. But and if you guys will have me, or yep. It was really fun though, and like you have quite a group here. It was amazing. They have really good synergy together. I think even the characters that they play is very indicative of who they are a bit as people as well, which I love that a lot. Also, I mean, what can I say about you as a DM? I mean, I'm very biased, so I won't say too much. But I mean, I've been in this man's campaigns. I've seen a lot of things go up and down, left, right, cool direction. I mean, it's what you'd expect, honestly. And to be honest, time has definitely aged his craft well, as his style has definitely gotten better. Ejifiri.
Shut up, you're making me blush. So just to get an idea, guys, let's go with odds, which is the player Jake. At this point, if we can familiarize yourself with us, odds line the story. Like, how did you feel the transition from the character development? Give me a bit of context there, because Odd was our pinnacle character for this arching story.
Odd was actually started. I don't know if most of you guys remember that he started out as a bard. He turned into a rogue.
Yeah.
He rid himself of a curse. Met his family that he hasn't seen in ages. They turned against him. He met his mortal enemy, Mortos. It's been a roller coaster from beginning to the end. I mean, there have been so many heart-wrenching moments that Don has played out quite perfectly. Especially a highlight would be, if anyone has seen it, Beaky's storyline. That was...
I think you're reunited with every single NPC you mentioned in your backstory at this point. Have we missed someone?
We've missed half of them, maybe?
Alright.
Read it again. Read it again.
But I mentioned the most important ones.
Yeah. No, yeah. The important ones were all mentioned, but I sent him a really long backstory.
4
really,
pages.
really long.
Anyone
Yeah.
joining season 2, do not give me a 4-page backstory. Thank you. 2 is
learn from me. Learn from me. Don't do that. But yeah, half of the characters, the meaty ones, were mentioned, and well, Draz was another standout.
Yeah.
Who had a lot of screen time. He was played exactly as I imagined him to be. I just gave Don 3 words to describe what he is. He hit the nail right on the point.
Nice.
It was interesting. It was exhilarating. It was heartbreaking. It was fun.
I think I think for the Beaky session especially, I think I've seen you hold back a tear, a genuine tear. If I go over that video, I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
It was unexpected.
And Ennis.
Yes. Ennis has been through a lot.
He's seen his clan destroyed.
And destroyed. One of his brothers killed, and not killed by his old best friend who just turned traitor.
Yeah.
Who now knows his family is, essentially speaking, underneath Tyrant's rule.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's a whole roller coaster. When you found out that your brother died fighting your best friend and under your friend's blade, oh my god, that was
That was definitely one of the that was well, probably yeah, that was definitely one of the emotional highlights of the campaign, or season one.
We've seen Anis being able to, from like this war chief, so to speak, character, like starting to understand strategy better and control his emotions, I guess, better. Even today we've seen it's like where usually he would be more impulsive. He's angry, but he won't react. You can see a bit of character development there. He's not irrational anymore.
Yeah, he's trying to. He wanted. I mean, when he heard about that, like when what was mentioned, I kind of was the one who just I instilled this stuff, pushing thing. He wanted to just go ahead and just skip it, but at the same time, it wasn't going to do anything. He knew he was not going to do anything. He was smart, and he said to try to hold back as much as possible.
And then we had Lomax, which was a very hard character to weave into our campaign with just 3 sentences of his backstory. It's like, how can you work with that? Well, we made it work with also a crossover. He was one of the lucky ones. I think the only lucky one, actually, that had the crossover, yeah, with Group 1 from...
Group 1.
Yeah, from the Tide Seekers, is it? What were they called? Yeah, so... And you get to fight side by side with the most notorious NPC character, Hiccups, Captain Hiccups.
And he's still alive, the bastard.
He is,
From what you
indeed.
know.
How did you feel about the whole campaign?
No,
I mean,
the whole campaign is talblich. So, full stop, talblich. There's nothing more to add.
for English viewers,
Ah, fuck, don't.
Tal-Belich. Wait, that's still
no,
Maltese.
no.
Tal is still Tal.
Of the belech, firkas.
Of the...
Mute.
God damn.
yeah, I guess yeah. Jake explained it well. Damn.
No, yes. Super fun scenes. The crossover was exceptionally made. Even the part where with the interaction with what was his name? I forgot the name of the other player. The
With the what? With
the interaction with the other player.
All right, so you're talking about the crossover
uncle.
itself. Okay, yes.
Yes.
Falx.
With Felix and
Was
the interaction
being
over there
played by
with the
Gavin.
introduction. Yeah, with
Group
the introduction to Tail and his shrines and everything. No,
Tail
that's-
is the god of sea and voyage, and yeah, that's definitely gonna develop in season 2 for your advantage. So that's for sure.
We'll see what that entails. For sure.
Marin, the very cautious, tail between her legs. Like, are you sure you? Like, why do we keep fighting?
Because we're made of hobos.
We don't murder a lot of people, to be fair.
You only gagged up on the old dudes just because you took away the the corrupted
Let's
item.
hear the end of that.
Yeah.
Marin, go ahead. Talk about your experience, what you enjoyed, what you wish you saw more, perhaps. And how do you feel about your ending?
So many emotions. The bottom just dropped out of my world. Everything I thought I knew was a lie and a manipulation. I mean, I left my home, I left everything and everyone I knew to pursue this dream, and now I find it was all manipulation by this, I don't even know, person, cult, god. And I feel angry and disappointed and horrified and I don't even know how I feel. And I'm mad. I'm really, really angry that they did this to me. And you know what? You thought the wizard was bad, okay? He manipulated my mind, so I handed over that item. And see what happened to him? Okay, this is 100 times worse. So I'm furious.
Hopefully, we will feel that rage in season 2.
I want to bring it.
Your happiest
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
your happiest moment during the campaign, I'd like you to say it for yourself, is?
The library. I love the library so much. I mean, deep emotional connection. It's got to be Vicky for sure. That was a really beautiful storyline there, and it's just partly the dice that let me not be tangled in vines, so I could even go after her in the first place. But I just really loved that part. But then the crafting you put into the library, it's like Marin's happy place in there, and even the handles are pretty because in this adventuring life it's chaotic and there's nothing pretty, and she hates it. But these pseudo murder hobos. The library was lovely. So yeah, but definitely Vicky was a highlight for me.
I think my favorite part about having you as playing your character as difficult as she was, because she's a pretty standalone person, driving towards what was her goal. We'll see what's going to happen for season 2. I think she found a connection where she never thought she would find a connection, right? I mean, character development wise, making, from colleagues to now perhaps friends or family. Can we say that? I don't know. I don't want to throw words in your mouth. I mean,
Well, I was muted. I didn't realize at the time, but when one of the times when Odd was given the question in the last scene, when I moved my character next to him, what I said was, I go and stand by Odd and I take his hand.
oh, we
So-
missed that. Oh, I really. Oh,
Really beautiful
that's
moment.
beautiful. Oh, we missed it. No.
My bad. But yeah, now, I mean, everything I based my life on is gone except for these guys. So, yeah, it's been a ride.
Once again, everyone, thank you so much. Those of you who are still watching and still viewing this, or maybe you're watching on YouTube and you're still listening to this, you can apply for season 2 after the 20th of August. We will be handing out the submission forms. Priority always goes to our Patreons, which, lucky for me, all of my players here are Patreons. So those are first, definitely, preferred, I guess, as much as I don't like to use that word, but I mean, they get priority. Then we will give priority, obviously, to members who already are playing through PlayUp Legends, and we'll definitely have open spaces, and we'll put out a public post for those of you who do want to join for season 2 and join this adventure and see where it leads. Till then, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support. Thank you so much. This turned into a small project to be a big one, and we'll keep growing, and hopefully we'll definitely look forward to having you around the table physically now. And that would be quite interesting to have, because it's different interactions when it's in person than, from the comfort of our own homes and, on screens. Good night, everyone. For those of you who want to join Patreon, it's you can find us as PlayUpMT. You can support us for as little as €3 per month. This is Don Chap. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.